everyone. Welcome back to the Collegian Podcast. My name's Kylie. I'll be your host today. Our other host, David's not feeling well, but instead I'm here with Kyle, and I'm going to ask him a few questions today. Kyle, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm also a sophomore. Good friends with Kylie, good friends with David. And I'm a computer science major. Very happy to be here.
We're excited to have you, or I'm excited to have you. So recently, you made a documentary.
I did, yeah.
If you want to tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I had trouble labeling, what type of video it was. Because, when I was making it, a lot of people were asking me, what's it about? Or what kind of, is it a movie? Is it just a regular video? And then I thought about it, and originally, the purpose of the video was to be why people our age don't want to grow up. And why it just eventually sucks when you're coming into adulthood and you realize that you get the pressures of the real world. And then as I filmed it, I just got totally off script, and it ended up just becoming a poetic documentary about my life and discovering things from May when I started filming up until last month.
So it was you filmed a little bit throughout that entire time?
Yeah, so I got the idea of the video in May. And I started filming right away. I had a script that was divided into 3 chapters, and I was filming, and I was like, okay, maybe I want to add this, maybe I want to add this. And then that's when I started to go off script, because I realized that I wanted to have a lot more content than what was originally on the script. So.
Mm-hmm. So it was meant to be shorter than it was?
Yeah, the original idea, I was expecting it to be sub 5 minutes, and it ended up being 21 minutes, which is by far the longest thing I've ever made. Yeah, you did? That means a lot. Everyone that's come up to me and said that they liked it or they watched it, that means the world, because I spent a lot of time on it. So
that in that same realm, since you spent so much time on it, do you feel like you are able to enjoy it as a viewer, mm-hmm. or do you feel like you're too close to it and hypercritical of it because it's your work?
So in the beginning, I was so hypercritical. When I put it on YouTube, my mom wanted to watch it with me. I was like, no, I cannot see your reaction to this video. I just need it. I sat up in my room when she watched it in the living room. I just texted it out to my friends, because originally the plan was for me to have a premiere with all my home friends and
that's so fun.
Have 15 to 20 people over at my house, and we all just watch it together. But as I started to make it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so personal that I don't want to see their reactions, because I'm going to be watching their faces waiting for a reaction. So in the beginning it was like that, but now I don't know, I've gone back and watched it myself 2 or 3 times, and I'm proud of it, and I think I appreciate it as a viewer. So yeah.
That's awesome, because I never watch these over when we do it, mm-hmm. because I don't think I would want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'd be but I'm glad that you can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally understand that you wouldn't want to see other people watch it.
Yeah, it's just there's just some parts of it where I'm oh my gosh, I know that if I look at their face, I'm gonna be looking for a specific reaction, because there were parts of the video where I wanted the viewer to feel certain emotions, and I was if they don't have that emotion, I'm gonna feel so insecure about it. So I was nah, you can just watch it on your own, do your thing. So
whose reaction of it was your favorite?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think my favorite expected reaction was my mom, because she's my mom and she's very supportive. And when she watched it, she sent me a text because she was at work. She's oh, this is so great, all this stuff. So that was really nice. But there was a kid that I had not talked to in years that I didn't even know had my phone number that texted me a couple days after I had posted the video on my Instagram and everything. And he was hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but this video was great, and it was great to hear from you and see how you're doing. I was oh my gosh, that hit home.
So
I was
nice.
This is amazing. And then we started talking about everything, because I hadn't talked to him forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite.
That's awesome.
Mm.
That's so nice of him to reach out, but it's also makes you feel good that you had that kind of impact on
Yeah, exactly.
It, you know?
Yeah.
Have you when you were little, or did you ever do little things like this before, smaller scale, Kyle, 7-year-old Kyle with a video camera?
Yeah, my mom has a VHS camera, and a lot of those VHS tapes are actually in the documentary.
Yes.
And I went through all of those and found a lot of 2 to 5 minute clips of me just playing with Legos on camera and commentating and everything. And there are videos that I think still exist of 12-year-old me on YouTube just riding down my hill on a skateboard and wiping out, and So yeah, I've done like smaller stuff because I've always enjoyed like just making videos and showing my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think this was like the first like serious full scale thing that I actually did.
Yeah. And like, where do you want to go from here?
Oh my gosh. Ideally, I think my dream job is to direct movies and music videos because I love music and I love how music can translate to like visual appeal and
Euphoria.
exactly. That's why it's my favorite show of all time because like the way that you can incorporate music with certain shots and like colors and feelings of what people are doing, like, oh my gosh, I watch music videos of my favorite songs for hours just because I love to see how people interpret it visually. So I think that's my dream job.
Yeah, but like, so that's like a dream career, but
Mm-hmm.
like what about like in 6 months? Like, do you want to like, are you like thinking of doing other projects like this, like expanding upon this, like anything like that?
I think like something like larger scale, like the documentary, I don't see myself doing anytime soon. Lately, I've just been like posting like smaller stuff.
Which
like,
we love.
Oh, you watched the vlog? Yeah, I watched that back yesterday. It's like, that's like 6 to 7 minutes, but I think that's still too long. Like the next one I'll post will be between 3 and 4 minutes. And I just want to do that weekly. Like just like blurb of stuff of me and my friends doing stupid things, like being funny, and I'll just be posting that stuff for a while. So as far as like the bigger stuff, I don't see anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So you're posting these things on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I was thinking about questions I wanted to ask you, it kind of got me thinking into like how there's kids like you who like start just doing things because they have a passion for it, but then like all of a sudden they get so much traction and like a following and like it turns into a career, but like that's such a slippery slope. Like what would you do if that happened to you?
I have thought about it. Like I always make jokes to my friends that I want to be the next David Dobrik.
That's what it reminds us of.
And yeah, like there's definitely a model that he has, that his videos have, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is so funny. And I think every guy friend group thinks this, but we're like the funniest people in the world. And I have been trying that and just seeing how it works, but there's definitely like pieces that I've been put in my videos and like plans that I have to like make it possible for me to go viral or blow up. But yeah, if that were to happen, I would just take it and run.
Yeah. No, because like that's so crazy. You like hear stories of kids that are like doing what you're doing, and then like maybe it's luck, like maybe it's like luck and hard work. It's like the combination, but it's so cool to think about that. In that same like kind of thought process, so like, do you consider what you're making to be art? Because like I feel like what I watched was art, but like,
I would say the documentary was like my form of art. Definitely. Like there were shots that I had in mind that I was like, I want it to be this. And traditional art, like paintings, they make you feel things and make you interpret things, and that's exactly what I wanted my documentary to do. So yeah, I would consider things like that my type of art.
Definitely. Because like in that, Emily and I were talking earlier, and it was like separating the art from the artist, and it's like, so like when I watched that video, I was like, this is deep. And then like but then it's like your other video, I was like, this is so Kyle. You know, like it's like so versatile.
I know. Well, it's partly because I just can't decide what I like to post the most. Like I have 4 videos on my channel right now, and none of them are even close to being alike. Like the one's the documentary, the one's a 2-minute rant about me just being stupid, one's the vlog, and the other one's like a montage about me making a painting. Like I have to decide what my niche is, because if I keep going all over the place, then nothing's ever gonna happen. So yeah, I definitely get that, like separating the art from the artist. I just don't know. Like I haven't decided what I want to ground myself in.
I think it's like especially hard, and like this is like obviously present in like other realms of life, but it's like you're supposed to like find your like one thing that you're supposed to be good at, and like that's your thing, and like that's so binding and difficult. Like I don't know. So like do you think you want to find that one thing, or do you think you want to like keep doing a bunch of different things?
I definitely want to find that one thing, and I'm afraid that the method in which I do that is just me throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I want the method to be me finding out what I just enjoy doing the most. Like, if one of these vlogs blows up, gets, say, 1 million views, then that's definitely gonna like motivate me to do more.
Yeah.
But if I'm not enjoying it, then I'll change it up for sure.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like about the like positive reinforcement you get,
Mm-hmm.
but then like at the end of the day, you want to be doing something that like you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Is there any way that like your computer science ties into this at all? You like can totally say no, but I'm just curious.
I mean, I would like to think so as far as editing goes.
Yeah.
Filmmaking, script writing has nothing to do with it. I had an internship this past summer with like a tech company where I would just edit together their tutorial videos for clients, and the software that I ended up using for my documentary.
Oh, there you go.
So that's probably the only thing that I would say translates is like me understanding specific software to edit videos together.
Yeah, but I guess that's like a good thing to have like in your toolkit.
Mm-hmm,
you know?
Definitely, yeah.
But that's really all the questions I have for you. Do you have any questions about the pod, or I don't know, anything you wanted to say that we can give you the soapbox to say?
I'm curious. Like, I want to hear your genuine opinion on my videos. Like, I want to know.
Okay, so the documentary video.
Sure. Yeah.
It was like in break time that you posted, like when we were not at school.
Yes.
And it was also like the new year. Like I was having like kind of like a little like who am I? Like, you know, do you like go through those phases?
Well, identity crisis?
Yes.
Yeah,
like a little
course.
bit, you're like, what am I even doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched and I was like, wait, it's like okay that I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So like that was like emotionally impactful to me. And like, I don't understand like the way you talk about like the certain editing and stuff like that. Like I just see stuff like that as like a consumer and a viewer. And like, I like understand like when something looks funny, but like it looked great to me. But I really like the message more like the most, you know?
Yeah, that's something that I definitely like thought about. Like, that's one thing that I would say is consistent throughout all my videos is it being relatable to like people my age. Like the things that I talk about, I want people to think like, wow, I've thought about that but never said it. And I have a million random thoughts a day where I'm just like, I wonder if other people are thinking this. So that when I put it out to the world and people are like, same, that makes me feel really good.
Yeah. Would you ever, like, I know you, like, post it on your Instagram and, like, you do the YouTube, but would you ever, like, or do you, like, explore, like, other social media platforms at all?
Right now I'm exploring TikTok.
He's exploring TikTok.
I mean, as much as I hate, like, TikTok as an, like, entity, it is the reason that so many people blow up these days.
Yeah.
It is the new superpower. Like, there have been, I've scrolled through and found just regular vloggers that they'll post a clip of their video with subtitles and it'll blow up and then people will go to the YouTube channel and they'll get thousands of subscribers. So I was planning on the vlogs that I'm making to just post smaller clips that are subtitled on my TikTok and just have that as a leeway for people to like just discover me.
True. And I think like the TikTok is so good. The TikTok. I think people are so like intrigued by it because it's like so short and like your attention span, like it's like the perfect amount of time before you get like bored almost.
Right.
And I think that's why like people really like it and like that's why like creators succeed on there.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason. Like, I'll bring this back to David Dobrik because that's what I'm building my vlogs off of. His videos feel like Vine compilations.
Yes. It's like 1-2.
Yeah, quick cut. Like a lot of the video, they don't even have to be connected like a storyline, but people are constantly entertained because it's just like a funny moments compilation of the person's life. So I think like that whole attention span thing is so important. Like cold opens, not having an intro right away, getting people hooked, and then you have retention time and you put clips after the outro so people stay till the last second of the video. So a lot of that like has to do with TikTok, and I think what started with Vine, where like people love those little blurbs of comedy or those little videos that they could just enjoy like that, and when you put it all together, you can make something like bigger.
Yeah, I was like reading something once that said that like so much success and like the way the algorithm works for like all of these like platforms is like watch time. So like you do so much better if someone watches like all 7 minutes rather than like 6 minutes and like 58 seconds or something like that. So that's crazy. Another thing we've been doing on the podcast is a hot and cold take. So we explained this to you, right? So a hot take is something that like people might not agree with. A cold take is like obviously someone's going to agree with that. Do you have any hot and cold takes?
I thought of a cold take.
Okay.
I think it's a cold take. Pistachio is the worst flavor of ice cream.
Really?
And yeah, I've tried it multiple times. I've given it chances because my mom is the 1% that likes it. And I hate it every single time. And I'm like, why is pistachio a flavor
Yeah.
of ice cream? It makes zero sense to me.
But like there's peanut butter ice cream. Like maybe they were like going for that a little bit.
But I think peanut butter makes sense because it's a genuinely like sweet thing.
Yeah.
Where pistachios is just like, it's pistachio. I have no idea. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Hot take.
Hot take. Okay, I had one and I didn't want to use it, but I'll do it. I'm just gonna do this quick.
I'm scared.
Taylor Swift is overrated.
This is like not a good audience to say that.
I know.
Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, hear me out. I think she's a very talented artist. She has very catchy songs, and I'm not taking any of her act. Like, she's one of the best female artists of all time, but I think people like worship her, and it's like it's like scary sometimes. Like, what was the short film that she put out? Amazing, but like her putting out her old stuff, that got a lot of hate because they were all saying that like, oh, she's just putting out old stuff. It's not even new stuff, but it's just blowing up again. But it had to do with her record label, I think. So that makes sense. But I don't know. I just know stance that it just like, it's to the point where it's like scary. Like, holy cow! Like she's a great artist, but not like a
she's
goddess.
Like a religion. Yeah.
And it's more than just her. Like other people worship other artists, but I think just lately, because she's been releasing things, she's been the most prominent example of that.
She's like it right now.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that like one reason you could be thinking that is that like she has been this like it girl. Now I'm like in a Taylor Swift hole.
Go ahead.
But she's like been like this it girl, now like it woman, like almost our entire lives. And like I think like as like someone who like isn't like the biggest fan, like I could see how that gets like dry for you.
Mm-hmm.
But like she has literally been like producing music since like pre-2010.
Yeah, it's like major props to stay in the limelight for that long. Like the only other example of that I can think of is Justin Bieber. Like
so true.
They pretty much grew up in the spotlight to a certain point. Like we saw like everything about their lives for over a decade now. So it's crazy to think that like she's just continued to stay on top for that whole time. So I completely get that point.
No, but like I understand like how someone would say she's overrated. And I think it's like because it's been like Taylor Swift like since we were born.
Right, yeah. Like yeah, I get that. Like I don't think she's overrated as a person, not as an artist.
Yes,
in my
that's
opinion.
a good way to put it.
Yeah, okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day Kyle will be overrated.
You know what? I'm not opposed to I've listened to Taylor Swift's music. I'm not like a Taylor Swift hater. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, thank you for having me.
I
This is great.
appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll link your channel in the description. So if you guys want to check out Kyle's documentary and his vlog, I make an appearance in the corner of the vlog.
You do?
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you want to check it out. But thank you so much. We'll see you next week, guys.